able to back up and recover your virtual machines is an important part of any modern data protection solution. Veeam Backup and Replication can back up and recover virtual machines running on VMware vSphere, Microsoft Hyper-V, and Nutanix AHV. From one image-based backup, you gain access to a variety of restore tasks, including instant VM recovery, full VM recovery, file level recovery, and application level recovery, plus so much more. In this demo, I want to show you how easy it is to get started backing up and recovering your virtual machines. First, I will walk through how you add your server and backup repositories. Then I will create a backup job and then perform multiple restore tasks. Let's get to it. I'm in the Veeam Backup and Replication console. Before you get started backing up your virtual machines, you first want to add in your virtual environment. This can be done in the inventory view. To do this, all you simply have to do is click on the Add Server. As you can see, I have already added my VMware environment and also my Microsoft Hyper-V environment. If I right-click on my vSphere environment, I can walk you through the steps of the wizard to get started. First, you're going to want to make sure that you specify the DNS or IP address of your server. Next, you're going to add your credentials. Once this is done, you're going to click Apply, and Veeam Backup and Replication will be able to see your virtual environment, and you can get started. After we added our virtual environment, let's make sure we add in some backup repositories. As you can see, I have a couple backup repositories already added into my environment. But to add a new backup repository, all you have to do is click on the Add Repository button. As you can see here, there are multiple different types of backup repositories you can add within your environment. It can be a directly attached storage, network attached storage, a deduplicating storage appliance, or object storage. Since I've already added in some backup repositories, all I'm going to do is simply right-click and walk you through the wizard of how easy it is to get started. First, you want to choose a backup repository name. Once this is done, you're going to specify the server on which you want your backup data to be stored. Next, you're going to choose a path to the folder you want to store your backup files in. You can see the capacity and the free space here as well. There is also some advanced settings that you can set within your environment based on that backup repository. Next, you're going to choose your mount server. By default, this is going to be the backup repository itself. Then click Review and hit Apply, and your backup repository will be added into your environment. After we've added in our backup repository, let's get started with creating some backup jobs. Since this is my environment and I've already configured some backup jobs, you can see them on the screen. But to create a backup job, all you have to do is click on the backup job and select the type of job that you want to create. There are multiple options available to you. I'm going to create a backup job on my VMware vSphere VMs. First, you want to choose a name for your backup job. You also want to make sure that you specify if it's high priority or not. This basically allows Veeam to know that this job should be run first, and it's a job that's more important and includes more important VMs that have stricter recovery point objective requirements. Next, you're going to add your virtual machines into the backup job. This is where you're going to choose which backup repository you want to store your backup files in. As you can see, we have multiple repositories available to you. You can also set up a GFS retention policy here. This allows you to keep certain backups longer for archival purposes. So if I click here, I can configure how long I would like to keep these backup jobs for, weekly, monthly, or yearly. There is also the option to configure a secondary destination for this job. Next, you want to make sure that you have application-aware processing enabled and guest file system indexing. Add in your credentials, and then let's choose how often we want to schedule this job to run. In this example, I have this job running on certain days at 11 p.m. But you can schedule to run every day, monthly, or anything like that. Now we have created our backup job, but a backup is only as good as its ability to restore. So let's walk through some different restore scenarios we have available to you. To restore an item, all you have to click on is the Restore option. Then choose which type of restore that you would like to utilize. I'm going to restore from a backup file. So there is the ability to do an entire VM restore, a disk restore, a guest file restore, and an application items restore. I'm going to choose to do an entire virtual machine restore. Next, there is additional options here available to do. You can do an instant recovery to Microsoft Hyper-V, a regular entire virtual machine restore, or you can even restore to Amazon EC2 or Microsoft Azure. For this instance, I'm going to do an instant recovery. Next, I'm going to choose which virtual machine I want to recover. So I'm going to find the virtual machine, and then I'm going to click select. And next, I'm going to choose my restore mode, whether I want to restore it to the original location or if I want to restore it to a new location with different settings. For this example, I'm just going to restore it back to the original location. You then have the option to perform a secure restore. This basically allows you to perform an antivirus scan on the backup so that you're not restoring any corrupted data back into your environment. If anything is found, you can either abort the VM recovery or proceed with the VM recovery. Next, choose your restore reason and click OK, and the restore will easily start moving. But it doesn't take long until our virtual machine is up and running and restored successfully. During this demonstration, I showed you just how easy it is to get started using Veeam Backup and Replication. I showed you how you can add your virtual environment, configure backup repositories, start backing up your virtual machines, and the different restore options you have available. Thank you for watching, and for more information, be sure to check out Veeam.com.